Mountains an hour west, water an hour east, and DC an hour north. Fredericksburg is the rare exception where you don't need to pick just one option. But this place also has some real trade-offs, to be honest. Sometimes people don't want to put this stuff in the brochure. That's why this video exists. I want to tell you the unexpected pros and cons to living here. I want to give you the same rundown that I give my own clients before they buy. I've got to start with the most common thing I hear from people who want to start shopping here. They say this, Shawn, I thought it would be cheaper. Now that surprise right there is, well, the con kind of hiding inside of the compliment that everybody pays this area. The biggest wrong idea about Fredericksburg is that it's just the cheap option. Folks hear that we sit on the southern section of DC and they picture rock bottom prices. Well, it is more affordable than close in Northern Virginia for sure, but it's not as cheap as some people expect. Most typical homes in this area and in the city, they land somewhere in the mid 400s and probably push into the 700s, depending upon where you are and what you're buying, of course. Now that is a good bit less than you'd pay closer to DC, so the value holds up. It's just not the fire sale number that many folks kind of walk in expecting. But I want you to keep this price context in mind, because when we actually get to the investment picture later in this video, that's exactly why home values here keep climbing stronger than most people actually expect. But let's finish this talk first, all right? Now, can you find a cheaper house? Yes, you can. There are places with a couple of acres, great little house that are inexpensive. It just means you have to be willing to head out a little bit more rural into the county region. And that means a longer drive to I-95 and just basic conveniences. The affordability is real, but it's just a simple trade-off against location, because you can't get your free lunch all the time, right? I think that's how the saying goes. So get clear-eyed on what it is that you're looking for before you fall in love with a listing and then you find out it's way too far out, okay? That's gonna help you shop a whole lot smarter. Now, what these prices buy you down here is great, but the part my northern transplants never see coming is a whole different rhythm to the week. Y'all, we have slower pace of life on Saturday mornings here. You'll see dogs being walked on the sidewalk, folks drifting between coffee shops and antique stores, and somebody's probably stopping mid-stroll just to talk and say hi to a neighbor. Doesn't that sound good? That's because even though we are technically classified as Northern Virginia, the pace down here is a lot slower, and the hubbub of DC and the close-in suburbs, it does not set the tone here. We're part of what people call Southern Northern Virginia. Close enough to the metro, right? But far enough south that the daily intensity loosens its grip. A lot of weekends just drift towards the water, a walk along the river, a paddle, and then dinner in the downtown restaurant, where you're probably just gonna run into some faces that you've seen a few times, and it just turns the whole area into a genuine feel of community. And for folks leaving the grind up north, this is a huge draw. And I'll tell you, from watching clients settle in every week, it's a bigger upgrade than many people even think of. Now, I raised my own family of 5 here, and so this isn't a postcard, okay, that I'm selling you. This is daily life, all right? I love it. I absolutely love it. So that slower rhythm, it is there. And most people who actually come, well, they come for the prices, but they end up staying for this, because living it day to day, it's awesome. It does come with a practical catch worth being noted. But before that, if you don't know me, I'm Shawn Derrick. I've been selling along the southern stretch of I-95 for more than 12 years with more than 1,000 closings. So if you're seriously thinking about making this move, I can give you a real picture of what your budget actually gets you where. My contact information is in the description below. But let's get back to the video. Limited public transportation. If you plan to move here and maybe ditch the car, I've gotta gently tell you, don't do that, okay? And I mean it, you'll need a car, absolutely trust me on this one. The infrastructure around here overall is pretty good, but public transportation is limited. And there are some services around downtown and the region that has some bus. It kind of runs through, it's called Fredericksburg VA. It covers some areas of the city in Stafford and Spotsylvania. Its fare is actually free, which is really kind of nice, though it's limited. So if you live and work along the route, that kind of works. But I think of it like this. It's a helpful layer on top of driving life. So yes, keep your car. Now, the one real exception is downtown, which has a historic grid and most of it is walkable. It's the most walkable part of the whole region. You can knock out most of your errands on foot there, step outside in the park. Listen, you don't even have to get outside of the pocket of downtown Fredericksburg. And this car dependency will come back later when I tackle the commute, okay, and tell you how it works around here. But we still have more to see, so let's move on for now. If you are coming from a city, or you could live car-free, hop on a train, walk to the corner store, skip parking altogether, plan on something different. Day to day, errands, the kids' activities, the grocery runs, all assume you're behind the wheel. So if you're a one-car household now, it might be time to invest in a second one. Now, it's no deal breaker for most folks coming down from the north. They're already driving everywhere anyways, but it is enough to make sure you think through your real weekday routine before you fall for maybe a place 10 minutes from nearest anything. Think it through and you'll be just fine. But the flip side of all that driving is that it puts you pretty close to some incredible places. Now let me show you. A pro is that you're within an hour of everything. From Fredericksburg, the mountains are an hour west. The water in Colonial Beach or the Northern Neck is about an hour away. DC is about an hour north. Now you have three very different kinds of weekends 1 hour away. And all you need to do is pick a direction. If you like hiking, head west. You want toes in the sand or go get some good crabs? Well, point your car at the river or go towards the neck. Need a museum and a little bit of culture? Well, go to DC, all right? Just right up the road. I've done the mountains on a Saturday weekend, river on a Sunday after church more than once, and it does not get old, and you're just not stuck driving for all of it. The Amtrak and the VRE train station sits right downtown, so you can hop on the train going north without ever touching the interstate. It's one of the stronger commuter rails actually set up south of DC. People assume you trade away access when you move out this far. But down here, that trade's a lot smaller than you actually think. You get the room, you get the prices, without giving up the ability to get places. And that is rare, this close to the capital, that is at least. So all that access, though, leans on one stretch of road, and that road has a reputation. Okay, a con, well, can be the commute. I-95 is still I-95. On a good day, it moves just fine. But on a bad day, you're gonna see a wreck, you're gonna brave terrible weather, or get stuck behind summer beach traffic, okay? That all happens, and anybody who tells you it doesn't is trying to sell you something, okay? I know this sounds terrible. Who likes traffic? But it's improving. The express lanes run down our way now. VRE keeps building out, and the OmniRide buses, they connect from the park and ride locations, which go straight up into DC, like the jobs center. For hybrid and remote workers, the situation got a lot better for them a few years back. A couple of days a week is a different animal entirely. That rail line I mentioned is pitched by the city as a commuter lifeline up to Alexandria, Crystal City, and DC, which kind of proves the point. Plenty of people here make the trek north for work. So it's just a normal part of life down here. Now, if you're driving north every single day, pick your spot around the commute so you can live with it around it. If you pick a house such 15 minutes closer to the station that you're going to be commuting from, that can change your day dramatically. But you get it wrong, and no granite countertop will ever make up for it. Which leads straight to the question I get more than any other: is this even a smart place to put your money? Now, I love this question because it's a great investment here. And I'm not saying that as the guy hoping to list your house someday, okay? I put my own money into this region. I invest here. I own multiple rental properties. The area's growing with new retail, new jobs, more showing up over time. So you're stepping into somewhere with a good push behind it. Prices here have climbed over the past several years, and while things have definitely leveled off a little bit recently. That's good news for buyers right now, right? More breathing room, steadier negotiating ground. There's a floor under it too, because we have Mary Washington Healthcare, which is the largest employer in the whole region. And between healthcare and government and education and really steady work tied to I-95, something's always holding this market steady. Now, am I going to promise you I know exactly where prices are heading next? No. Okay? You and I don't know that. And anybody claiming that they do should call me and tell me maybe the next lottery ticket winner number. Okay? Now, what I believe in is time in the market. And if rates are keeping you up at night, always think that you can refinance a rate down the road, but you can't go back and buy at today's price. That's how I'd buy here. With my head, okay? Now, let me tell you, every one of these conversations runs into the same worry. So let's just deal with it head on. The data centers drive, well, everyone's worried. Have you driven through the data center area of Manassas, Prince William lately? Well, if you've seen it, mile after mile of windowless gray boxes where a town used to breathe. That's the picture that is stuck in everybody's head when they ask me about data centers down here. Well, here's the reassuring part. Spotsylvania County is working to make sure we don't turn into that. Back in February, the county put out county guidelines for data center development with rules and buffers, height limits, screening. They're all written to keep these things away from homes and schools and parks and the river. So yeah, the county, they did name data centers a target industry a couple years back. But the whole push now is to shove them towards specific spots near roads, utilities that are already there. So what's that mean for you though? Two things really. One, is the real trend worth watching? Yeah, absolutely, okay? I'm not waving that off. It is undeniable that this industry will keep growing. But two, where you buy next is really important. If you're looking to buy next to industrial land, that matters more than anything else right now. Okay, a home tucked into maybe an established neighborhood is a whole different story than a lot sitting next to land that's already zoned for this. So while it is happening, do the homework, and the data center question goes from scary headline just to a simple box that you've checked off. Now, the part of this region people rarely think about until they're already here is the one that tends to keep them. It's a great place to build something local. I'll tell you what's great about Fredericksburg. This is a good place to bet on yourself. Have you ever wanted to open a business or maybe just a side hustle? People down here, they show up for local. That's walkable downtown. Once you go there, you're gonna see it's lined with independent shops, local restaurants. The city promotes this as a destination. The main street here is bustling, y'all, if you haven't been. Pair that love of local, though, with cheaper running costs than Arlington or Alexandria, and a smaller shop or maybe a side venture. It actually has real room to stand out here. Now, I'd take a startup odds here over scraping for attention up in the crowded, pricey suburbs any day. And one more, okay? Because for a lot of you, this is the dream. If you want land, you can get it here. 1 acre, 2 acres, even 10. There are working farms, and real rural spreads out in Spotsylvania and in Stafford and in the counties around us. It's not impossible to find rural that far from town. Now, that's the rural but not remote balance that so many people are chasing, and our region actually delivers it. Space, a little land, a real downtown, the river, community that still feels like one. Y'all, that sounds like Fredericksburg to me. And it's why I live here myself with no plans to move anywhere, okay? Fredericksburg isn't a perfect place, of course not, but it has some great qualities you can't find that easily close to DC. So if you are weighing this move and want the unfiltered local take on where to buy for your situation, email me, info@shawnderrickrealestate.com. I'll give you a straight answer. No pressure, no follow-up calls for eternity, okay? I'd love to serve you, help you get this right. Now, y'all, if this kind of honest and just sort of no brochure look at the Fredericksburg area is what you've been looking for, hit subscribe. We put out local market updates and area deep dives like this one that we're doing right now every single month. All right, every video, We really work to build it out to help you make wise decisions. So thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the day. God bless.